Hey, some people would say that business is hard or owning properties is hard because it's all about tenants, tourists, and taxes. Tenants don't pay, the tourists break down, taxes go up, or businesses don't work either because of the team members don't do what they say they're going to do, or there's all this outside circumstances that affect the business profits, yada, yada, yada. But what it all boils down to is management. Sure, these outside circumstances may exist, but you can minimize the blow of these outside circumstances if you have great management systems in place. So in today's video, I'm gonna share with you 3 simple and easy management tips that you can implement into your business strategy and your real estate strategy. Let's jump into it. All right, so whether you're the CEO, the founder, the COO, or whatever title you want to give yourself, at the end of the day, you're a manager. All right. I know we like to create these fancy titles, but it is important for you to know how to be a general manager, how to manage a property or manage a business. And I'm saying property or business because I too had to learn the hard way how to manage properties. I'm not saying I had to be the property manager, but at least managing the property manager, okay? That's called asset management, as well as managing a team, because I also have a business. So it's important for you to know management. I'm going to share with you management 101, 3 easy ways to manage both your business and your real estate investments. Let's get into the first thing. The first tip I'd like to share with you is this: expectations. In other words, expect, okay? And the reason why it's important to have expectations is because you want to be able to have standards to hold your team accountable to, right? Let's say, for instance, that you hire someone to do marketing. And if you don't know a particular key performance indicator, let's say a KPI, that when you run Facebook ads, for instance, you should expect a $10 cost per lead. Let's say that's a standard or KPI that you set. And so when you hire a team member, and let's say you have the SOPs, standard operating procedures in place, you train them properly, you have a training manual, they should be able to uphold to that standard. And you should expect them to do so because you've done it, you've outlined the processes, you've trained them, they should be able to do it. So under that system, it should be somewhat simple for you to be able to expect your team to perform. And let's say your property, if you happen to hire a property manager, but you know a thing or two about property management, and you understand that when you have a vacancy, it should take no longer than 2 months to fill that vacant unit because you've done it before, then your expectation of having another property manager fill that vacant unit in 2 months is a fair expectation because you've done it and you've proven it as the founder, as the owner of your properties. So likewise, if you have expectations from any of your staff members, whether it's in the business or real estate investing property, then you should have full confidence that they'll be able to meet that expectation because you've done it and you've shown them how they should do it themselves. Now, if you haven't done it yourself, then how can you expect them to meet a certain standard or KPI, key performance indicator, if you don't know if it's actually possible? So you have to make sure that you've proven it yourself as the founder or the owner of your property. Now, outside of expectation or expect, we got to go to the second letter, which is inspect. First you expect, then you inspect, meaning once you're training someone, especially if it's a new hire, especially if it's a new property manager you just brought on or a new marketer or a new team member, you have to inspect their work early on. Because as Albert Einstein said, anyone who's trying something new is bound to make mistakes. So it's expected. So I don't want you to get bent out of shape and upset because your team member forgot to dot an I or forgot to cross a T or the property manager didn't do this. Early on, they're going to make mistakes. So show some grace, okay? And use that as an opportunity to go back to the drawing board and retrain them, to monitor them, to observe them, to make sure they do it properly. So you don't want to just hire a team member, train them, give them the KPIs, and you know it's a fair KPI because you yourself done as the founder, as the owner, and just let them loose and just let them do their own thing. No, observe them, watch them do the work, inspect it. and it can guarantee better results in the long term. Now, the third thing, outside of expecting, then inspecting, the last thing you want to do is spot checking. So expect, inspect, spot check. Meaning after they've been fully trained, right? They know what to do. You've observed them, you train them, KPIs you've done yourself, so KPIs are realistic, that the standards are fair. You train them, you watch them do the work initially, you give them some feedback, now they're good to go. They're on their way doing the job on the lonesome. But what you want to do as a manager, you always periodically spot check your work. So one of the things we do in my company, we spot check at least one person's work, even if they have various roles, at least one thing they do, we spot check it once a week. And when we meet with that person once a week on Thursdays, we call it our KPI day, where we meet with each person one-on-one. Me, myself, and my operations manager, we meet with a particular team member, we go over the KPIs for the week, and then we go over, okay, we spot checked your work here. We listened to one of your calls, here's some feedback. Or we saw one of your reports you provided, here's some feedback. Or we saw one of the ads you wrote, here's some feedback. So they know that, oh, okay, they're always watching, so I need to make sure I stay on my P's and Q's. And plus, we're just seeing if results do go down, maybe it's not their fault. Well, hold on, they are exercise S&P. Oh, maybe something's going on in the outside circumstance, like the market's changing here, or Facebook algorithm changing here. Now that gives us time to go back to the drawing board and change the expectations. So the founder has to dive in and redo, work their magic to see what is the new KPI, what's the new SOP, and so forth. So hopefully that was helpful for you. I know it was some simple tips on management, but I definitely want you to take these management skills and employ them into your business as well as your real estate investing activities, okay? Now, if you want to learn more about how you can finance your deals, then I want you to check out this video, because it's all about getting that massive income so you can fund it towards passive income. As always, guys, this is to your success. Continue to earn passively, live passionately. Peace.